Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Sheffield United Way match preview. In today's match preview, you will get Sheffield United and Bristol City team news ahead of tomorrow's 7:45 kickoff at beautiful downtown Bramall Lane, as well as last time out, player connections, and wait until the end for my score prediction, Ollie's score prediction. And I'm going to be honest with you, it's just me tonight, ladies and gents. Everything's gone wrong today, but this stream is going to go absolutely swimmingly. I am sure of it. Let us know in the comments how you're all doing this Monday evening, how confident you are of the Blades going and winning promotion to the Premier League as well. I want to give a bit of a shout out to, there we go, the sponsors of the channel, Parrot Peel over here, NordVPN down in the middle, and Indigo, which is our pre-match bar where everybody will be there tomorrow night. So yeah, very excited for this one. It's Bristol City. We've not had so much luck in this fixture in the past, especially when we're trying to get promoted. I did allude to this in the score prediction video, but let's get straight into it and let's talk about Sheffield United beating Cardiff 4-1 in the last game. We've not seen the Blades score 4 goals for a while. I really, really enjoyed it. Some of them came from Cardiff City mistakes, but at the end of the day, if you don't take those mistakes on and punish them for it, then you're not going to get promoted. And that's certainly what we did in this game. Every time they made a mistake, we punished them. We had a bit of a shaky first half, but we showed our class in the end, and obviously we scored lots of goals in that second half as we did go in 1-1 at the break. Tommy Doyle, I just want to give a big shout out to him for his fantastic ball in for Jack Robinson's goal. It's one of the best crosses I've seen in a long old while. What a fantastic ball it was in. It was such pace, such precision, and yeah, I was absolutely elated by that because that was the goal that put us 2-1 up and on the way to the victory. Anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to put you on to Ollie, who isn't here but has recorded a video for your pleasure, and this is Last Time Out from Beastly Ollie.
So, last time out against Bristol City, and it's an actually really important game, this one, because if you think back, we'd had a really terrible start to the season last season. Slavisa Jokanovic had been our manager, and he was sacked just before this game. So Paul Heckingbottom came in. He'd been announced on a 5-year deal. And to be honest, the mood at Bramall Lane wasn't fantastic, I didn't think. At that time, we were feeling negative. We weren't sure that it was the right move. I think we've all been proven wrong, and it was definitely the right move. Heckingbottom has been fantastic for the club, and things have got better and better from a very good start. So this game was in the snow at Bramall Lane. Sheffield United picked up a very nice 2-0 victory. The main talking point being a goal from Ryan Brewster. So after the game had started fairly even, we had a couple of chances for both sides. United took the lead towards the end of the first half. Ender Stevens breaking forward and laying it into Brewster. Now Brewster had got his back to goal. He took a touch, spun, fired it across the keeper and into the corner. It's exactly what we wanted to see from Ryan Brewster at the club. That kind of instinctive striker finishing is something that we expected to get from him, and this was the first sign that maybe we could get that player. It's a shame he's been injured since, because I do think if anyone is going to get the best from him, it will be Paul Heckingbottom, because he's shown glimpses in those games he's already had. The second half continued very similarly to the first. United were the better team and were creating more chances, but Bristol City were always a threat on the break, always a threat from distance. I know Wes had to make 1 or 2 good saves after long-range efforts, but United really made sure of the points right in the last minute at the death. The snow was coming down heavier than ever at this point, but Didsey gets free down the right, fires across a lovely ball. The keeper comes out, leaves himself in no man's land when he doesn't get there. And so Billy can slide in, make it 2-0, and a fantastic start to Paul Heckingbottom's reign at Sheffield United. We'd take that one again today, wouldn't we, Ainik?
Yeah, we would. We really, really would, Ollie. I loved hearing Ollie talk about that game because it holds a special place in my heart, because it did feel like Paul Heckingbottom gave us our club back during that game. Didsey, obviously, with a fantastic ball into Sharpie, as he's just said. Rhian Brewster scoring. It was snowing. It all just came together. A big embrace from Paul Heckingbottom, Jack Lester, and Stuart McCall. Everything just seemed to align in that moment. And I will talk more about that later on, believe it or not. You thought that it was over there. It is not. But before we get onto that, let's talk about team news for a second. And first of all, obviously, Wes Foderingham will not be playing in this game. It is his second match of his 2-game ban, so he will be out for this one. So it will be Adam Davies again. And do you know what? I'll be honest. I think a lot of fans have given Adam Davies a lot of stick, even since this last game. And do you know what? I don't think he put a foot wrong. He obviously let the penalty in, which went straight down the middle. Not many goalkeepers stay down the middle, so he's not going to save that one unless he's got a trailing leg, which actually I don't think he was too far away. But he has saved a couple of penalties for the Blades this season already. He's actually faced so many more penalties than Wes has had to face. So he's got really unlucky there. I think he saved Bogle's skin earlier on in the match just before half-time. Cardiff could have gone 2-1 up into the break, but he came out and made a really, really smart save, sort of smothering the striker. So very, very good save there. A lot of fans saying that he looked jittery, he didn't come for stuff, and it's like he hasn't played a full season since he was at Barnsley in 2018, 2019. So what's that? Practically 3 or 4 years, 4 or 5 years maybe, since he's played a full season. So I think we've got to let him off, guys. We have got to let him off. I'll pop a few comments on screen as we are going. Forest Spirit doesn't know that it's just me tonight. So hi, guys. I am good, thank you. I am, guys. Got to win this one. My wife is a Bristol City fan, Chris. We are all with you, mate, and we need to win it for multiple reasons then. Multiple reasons. Very hard to predict this one, but hopefully at the end of tomorrow's game, we will have one foot in the Premiership door. Absolutely. I'm going to talk about Basham in a second, mate. Scott is saying still recovering according to Hecky. So let's get on to that. So in that right centre-back spot, we had George Baldock playing, and I actually think he had a really good game against Cardiff. Obviously, he's going to get caught out of position every now and then because that is not his position, really, is it? But I do think he played well. He was getting stuck in. He was giving the bigger lads big shoves in the back and stuff like that when the ball was coming up, which I absolutely love to see. Because a player who is vertically challenged, shall we say, I love to see them like kind of equaling that with a bit of foul play, shall we say. And George is definitely one of those guys. And yeah, you love to see it. You do love to see it. So however much I like to see George in there, I don't want to see George in there at the same time, if you like. I want to see Max Lowe playing at left wing back. I want to see George playing at right wing back. And I want to see either Enel or Bash in there. Now, Hecky has said that Enel should really be playing in this game. His wife is having a baby, but she's not quite yet there. Apparently, the baby has not been born yet. So they've got an action plan to what's going to happen. So he's free and available for this game. However, he's got to be ready at a drop of a hat to just go, hasn't he? So if he's in the starting lineup, I will be absolutely buzzing about that one. I really will be. But also, if Bash is fit as well, that's great to see because Hecky did say he's been training and stuff. But I don't know whether he's fit enough to play this game. But we all know how good Bash is, how much kind of energy Bash has got. If Bash is 20% fit, you know that Bash will want to start because let's be honest, I think we're all thinking, Enel not in the side, where's Basham at the weekend? And yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't to be for Bash. But if George plays there, it's not the end of the world because I thought he had a good game, like I said. Now, I'll pop it up on screen right now. My team, I've gone for David in goal, obviously. Enel for right centre-back. Baldock going back to right wing-back. Bogle out of the team, in my opinion. Max Lowe at left wing-back. And then the same team as per the weekend. So let's now talk about Bristol City and what we're expecting them to do. So Here's Ollie with the Bristol City team news.
So, opposition team news against Bristol City. And what can we expect from them? Well, it's only 1 win in 5, so they're not in fantastic form, but they have had a huge boost with Alex Scott coming back from injury. Now, he's a fantastic talent. He's been out since going off with the England under-20s where he picked up the injury, but it's a huge boost for their chances that he's back fit. He's talked about as one of the best talents in the Championship, and most people predict he's going right to the very top of the game. So we need to make sure that we mark him. Now, I imagine he'll probably still only play 30 minutes and it'll come on towards the end of the game. But it's hard to know exactly what to expect when someone's coming back from injury like this. He'll want to be involved, but like I say, I think they'll be managing his minutes. In terms of the rest of their team, they always struggle defensively this season, it seems. They've had lots of injuries. I think they've been big injuries that have meant players have been out for a long time. So it's Rob Atkinson and Thomas Callas who are both going to miss this one, which means at centre-half, they've not really got many options. Now, Bristol are lucky that they've got a fantastic academy. Almost every game, I think, they have about half of their starting 11 come from their academy, which is fantastic. And for a team who are so stable in the Championship as they are, it's really brilliant to see. And so I imagine we'll see some of those young academy players coming into their defence and stabilising them just to keep that consistency and also to get them experience. You know, this is a team who are mid-table now. They're secure in mid-table, so why not get experience to some of those younger players? In terms of how they're going to set up, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1. They do everything they can to just try and let their attacking players be as exciting as possible because we've got a really good front four and they're going to want to try and do everything they can to get the most out of those players. So what does it look like in practice? In goal, it's going to be Max O'Leary. The defence will be George Tanner, Zach Viner, Cameron Pring and Jada Silva. Their two deepest midfielders will probably be Andy King and Matty James, with the three attacking midfielders being Harry Cornick, Samuel Bell, another one of those really talented academy players, and the bane of my life and the man who haunts my nightmares, Andy Weimann. He got a hat-trick at Bramall Lane in our last promotion season, so we know exactly what he's got to offer, and we have got to keep an eye on him because he's always dangerous, even if this hasn't been his best season. Up front, it'll be Nahki Wells, and he is another one of those who can always score goals. He's not always prolific, but if you give him chances, he is going to take them. So we need to be on our guard, and we need to be defensively secure for this one, because it could be a difficult game.
Absolutely, Ollie. Well done, as always. I didn't realise how good their academy was, to be fair, bringing through those young players. So fair enough. You got to love to see a team that kind of gives those players chances, the young lads. And we've done that a lot in the past. So, yeah, it's nice to see another team in red do that. What I will say as well is that right now we've got Roy's View From, and what you need to do is you need to go to roysviewfrom.com and check out the rest of the Bristol City fans and what they've got to say on their respective forum. Now, I'm going to give you a few now, but you need to go and go onto Roy's website and check out what they've got to say, because I'm not going to give you all of them, because most of them are saying that we are a nasty, horrible, physical side. Now, I've taken most of those out because they were pretty boring. Most of them said the exact same thing. And we know we're a physical side, but we're not a nasty, horrible side most of the time. But saying that, they did say that Norwood and Ollie McBurney and who else did they say now was really physical and horrible? Can't remember now. I can't remember, but I'll go through some of them now. So already outplayed Sheffield United once this season. Just need to do it again without losing this time. I'll be honest, I don't think we were fantastic when we played them at Ashton Gate, but I don't remember them outplaying us. I think they've dreamt up that one, to be perfectly honest. The next one, whenever I've seen them, I've thought, how on earth are they where they are? It just goes to show pretty/fast football isn't the be-all and end-all. We don't play pretty football or fast football. I'm not sure they've seen us play at all this season, to be honest, because we've got some very, very exciting players that do play pretty and fast football. So let's hope we show them that tomorrow night. Like I said, a lot of Bristol City fans saying that we're a physical side, so you'll have to go on to roysviewfrom.com to check those out. The next one I've got is take away their Man City loanees, and it would be worse. Chris Basham Chris Basham is a big miss for them. Okay, so let's just get one thing straight. Chris Basham has not been playing this season, or most of this season, because he's been kept out of the side by Anel Ahmedhodzic. So I don't know how Bash is a miss for us, to be honest. I think we all know that. And let's be honest, earlier on in the season, the Man City loanees weren't playing that many games, to be honest, because Tommy Doyle has been injured for quite a while. James McAtee was out of the side because he was kind of men against boys, but now he's certainly turned the tables and he looks like he is a fully fledged championship player, if not a bit higher. So again, they haven't got a clue. And the final one I've got down here is I would like them to F up auto promotion. You might want to put your own F word in there, just because it would be funny. I don't hate them, which is literally the weirdest comment I have ever heard. They want us to mess it up because it would be funny. Is this like a 10-year-old that's writing this? Weird. I'd understand if they hated us and they wanted us to mess it up for that reason, but yeah, I find that a bit odd. Obviously, a lot of fans will probably want Luton to go up second because it's a great story. But I'm afraid I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to beat them tomorrow night and we will claim second spot by the end of the season. Now, the referee, and do you know what? I'm going to have to do my own side here. So the referee for Sheffield United versus Bristol City tomorrow night is Jeff Eltringham from County Durham. It's just not the same, is it? It's just not the same with two people. Now, I've put my own little spin on this because I know Hal and Ollie normally do it, but I've put my own little spin because obviously when I went to do my research on Jeff Eltringham, I realized that he's rated 2 out of 5 stars on footballlineups.com, which just sounds ridiculous to me because when you're watching a game of football, if the ref's had a good game, it's normally when he's kept himself out of the headlines. Who would go onto a website, especially footballlineups.com that I've never heard of, and say, do you know what? This referee has done so well. I'm going to give him 5 stars on footballlineups.com. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, enough of that. He's taken charge of 24 games this season, giving 86 yellows, 6 reds, and 8 penalties, which I think is quite high, giving 8 penalties. The reason why I said earlier on that we're going to talk about this Bristol City game from last season again is because the last time Jeff Eltringham was at Bramall Lane, believe it or not, it was for that said game, Sheffield United versus Bristol City, where we won 2-0 in the snow. Didsey and Sharpie combined to finish them off with a great move after Rhian Brewster had opened the scoring. And again, as Ollie said, it was Paul Heckingbottom's first game as permanent Sheffield United manager, and he gave us our club back, as I said earlier on. On the bench, though, this is what Hal normally does. On the bench that day, it was also littered with talent. Billy Sharp, as mentioned earlier on, was on the bench. Sander Berger on the bench. Iliman Njai on the bench too. And obviously, the greatest of them all, Ollie Burke. Who else? Now, before I give you my score prediction, if you haven't already, make sure you go over and watch our score predictions video, game week 43. I will give you a spoiler on screen right now. That is what me and Ollie have gone for. I've gone for a 1-0. He's gone for a 2-1, both going for very, very similar score lines. But Ollie has also sent me a video about his scoreline, so might as well pop it on, answer.
I'm going to go 2-1 to United, I think, Nick. You know, we went for our predictions yesterday, and I went for this, and I wasn't certain that Weimann had been fit and playing. And obviously, we know how much he offers to sort of really punish Sheffield United, and he's done it in the past. But I think the reason for this is if United can have that first-choice defence, you know, Anel comes back in, and congratulations to Anel, obviously, on the birth of his child. I think if he comes back in, Bogle on the bench, and we've got that first-choice 5. We've got Baldock, Anel, Egan, Robinson, Lowe. That to me is a really strong team that even with their attacking talent, we should be able to keep them at arm's length if we keep out some of these stupid defensive mistakes we've made in recent weeks. Now, Robinson was excellent at the weekend, and I expect him to keep that going because he always responds to adversity so well. I think he'll be a key man, and yeah, I'm going for a home win, and a home win that puts us this close to the Premier League.
How close, Ollie? This close. This close. I'm going to have to bring that back up in our next video. I'll quickly go through some comments as well. I think we've got quite a few people going for 2-0 as well. McBurney tapping and an L goal from a corner. Do you know what, Michael? I would love to see that. Do you know what else I'd love to see? You becoming a YouTube member. Thank you very much, mates. I really appreciate that. Ollie really appreciates it, and so does Hal. We've got Scott going for a 2-1. We've got Dublin Blade going for a 3-1. Watch these versus Borough. Can't defend set pieces, and we're really good at them. We really are. I watched that game as well. I thought they were quite good, Bristol City, to be honest. But yeah, let's see. Jim Phipps has gone for a 3-0 Blades win. Anel still not had his child. That is correct, Joe. That is correct. So we don't know. As I said earlier on in the video, Hecky said that they've got a plan for what's going to happen every eventuality. So if his wife is giving birth while he's playing, I'm guessing they're going to take him off and say, off you go, mate. Go and enjoy bringing your child into the world. And if not, he's going to play, and he's going to play really well, I'm sure of it. And then maybe do the baby celebration at some point. That would be good to see. Blades Ramble getting involved as always. Thank you very much, mate. And make sure you go and subscribe to Jimmy at Blades Ramble. Absolute legend. NL ready to go. Missed one game, 2, never 2-0, maybe 3. Okay, 4-0, 4-0, 2-1, 0-0. Okay. Do you know what, though? Like I said earlier, this is what happened the last time we played Bristol City in a promotion kind of, lead up to a promotion anyway, and they beat us. So we don't want to see that. We need to see the job through. And finally, let me pop up on screen if I can. Nope, definitely not that. That's the one that I was looking for. Player connections. And I think this is quite a difficult one. So make sure you leave them in the chat right now and in the comments if you're watching this after the live video. I've gone for Martin Wolford, Luke Freeman, Simon Moore went on loan there for 11 games. There's a few more. I won't give you them all because I want you guys to have a go at getting some, because I don't think this is easy. I really don't, because I don't think there's many players that we've shared before. Well, not a lot anyway in the past. And I remember Bristol City, when I first started watching Sheffield United, weren't in our division a lot. So that's maybe why. And finally, we've got a manager connection in Danny Wilson. Danny Wilson has managed Bristol City and also managed Sheffield United. I also noticed that Ollie said Bristol a couple of times as well. So then Bristol City fans are not going to like us too much if we keep saying that. So yeah, but who cares? End of the day, as long as we win, who cares? So we've got a lot of Blades thinking that we're going to win this game. So very, very excited. I'm looking forward to the game tomorrow night. I am actually being wined and dined tomorrow by a representative at the Sheffield United, Sheffield United. So that is very exciting. I can't say too much about it, but I'm very, very much looking forward to it. None of my family go to night matches. So I would have been on my own anyway, sat in the South Stand. But yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you, Ollie, for giving me all his videos as well. Thank you, everybody, for helping me out in the comments as well. I never like doing videos on my own. Only the match reactions where I can just use it as a therapy session. But yeah, thank you very much, everybody, for being here as always. Hopefully, the Blades are going to get 3 points, and that's going to be 3 points closer to promotion. See you next time.